All right, attention everyone. You might only need $500 in order to start a successful Etsy business. So in this video, I'm gonna share with you guys some business ideas that you can start if you only have $500 to spend. I'm gonna give you what machines to buy if you need to buy one, what products to sell, what keywords to target, and then what is the weakness of the competitors for those products so that you can outrank them. I'm gonna give you all the steps that you need to do in order to find success on Etsy with just $500 to start. Hi guys, my name is Vlad. I'm the owner of the hottest pet product store on Etsy, and I've been consulting with some of the top 1% stores, so I know what I'm talking about when it comes to selling on Etsy. So in this video, I'm gonna give you a step-by-step on what business you can start with just $500. Now, if you're new to this channel, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification, because sometimes I give you product ideas that are time sensitive and you might wanna jump on them as soon as possible. So make sure to hit that bell as well. And if this video is useful and you found it to be really awesome, make sure to hit the thumb up. It's like a tip for me, you know. I enjoy that. I really appreciate everybody that. All right, let's jump on my computer and I'll show you the first business idea that you can start. All right, so let's go on Google and go Cricut cutter. Cricut cutter, these are really inexpensive. You can buy one for 200 bucks, for 100 bucks, it doesn't matter. So let's just say you spend the first half of the $500 on this machine. So now for the second half of the $500, what you need to do is get the vinyl, which is really not that expensive. You don't have to buy a lot of stuff. You can just buy a little bit of stuff and try it out. You can go to Joann's and pick yourself up some vinyl. You can pick up yourself some heat apply vinyl, and I'll show you what products you can start. So the first one is water bottles. Water bottle, and you can get just a plain water bottle, plain plastic one. There's a lot of them that do plastic. I know there's metal ones, but look at this right here. You can get a water bottle like that. Go on Amazon, go on, I'm sure you can find one on Google and buy some water bottles. You know, buy maybe 2 colors. Don't buy all 4, because then you'd have to have the inventory of the 4, so it becomes larger. So buy a smaller amount of inventory. All right. So what is one thing about this section that you can compete with them? And I'll tell you right off the bat, because summer is coming up. A lot of them are not doing what this listing is doing, and I could see this listing going to the top here pretty soon, because they're targeting sport moms, right? Moms that have kids, and so they're going to be coming with the intention of buying a water bottle for their kid. Now, does their kid want a water bottle like looks like this? It's kind of boring. It's more for like bridesmaids, things like that. Would their son want a water bottle like this? It's kind of a little too grown up, and so the mom's coming on Etsy. She wants something a little bit more kiddish, right? Something, well, oh, this is perfect, and then she'll click on it. What this listing is missing is there's a lot of editing. There's not enough of real life holding the bottle. So if I were doing the bottle, do some bottles and do Photoshop. If you learn how to do Photoshop. Photoshop is really not that hard. And then once you've done that, what you can do, let's see what their fulfillment time is. So if I order now, I get it. But yeah, so you can definitely cut down on fulfillment time, which is another way you can rank to the top, is making it faster, because people are like, oh, but my kid is starting, sports here pretty soon, or whatever. You want to make sure that you shorten that time. So if you shorten the time and you put some realistic photos and you do sport things like that, you're gonna have a better shot ranking to the top. All right, and since you already have vinyl decal, what else you can add to your store is literally vinyl decal. So vinyl decal, literally you can just add this to your store. Since you already have the vinyl cutters, these sell really well. You don't have to have additional inventory because you already bought the vinyl. Also, since with a vinyl cutter, you can do vinyl pantry labels, vinyl pantry label, and this one right here sells really well. Let me show you this right here. Oh, this one right here. So if you are going to be selling labels, this is one of those products that it's kind of hard to beat, but one of the things is, again, they're Photoshop. So what I would do if you are going to sell this one, you can Photoshop as the main photo if you want to, but make sure that you apply it to like cookie jars and things like that to make it a little bit more, how is it going to look like like this one right here is really cool. This one's probably the reason why it's the top seller, because they have physical items. But since you're going to be doing vinyl, and since this is selling well, you might even copy the same font, but maybe put this one kind of like what they're doing here, and then you'll have a better chance at ranking to the top. Now, $1, you might think that's nothing, but you can really cut these out really fast. You can just, cut 20 at a time, and it's 20 bucks right there. Now, let's say you wanted to go outside of the labels. Let's say you get water bottles, let's say labels, and then let's say you had some money left over. What you can do is you can do children. Since we're doing this mom and children thing, you can open up a whole store of mom and kids or whatever. Children aprons. Children apron is really cool. You can there's vinyls also have not only they don't only go on a hard surface, but you can get a heat applied vinyl that actually goes on fabric. So what you can do, you can either embroidery, and by the way, if you are an embroiderer, if you have an embroidery machine, and you could definitely do this. Is a really good one. But this one right here is a vinyl apply, because sometimes these really thin fonts is really hard to do with embroidery. So I can see that being a vinyl. You can do sublimation. Now, sublimation printers are beyond $500. So, but if you want to keep it within $500, you can get away with doing vinyl. All right, and the last one you can do with your vinyl, there's a lot more you can do. You can also do, by the way, gift boxes for bridesmaid proposal. You can literally get a box. Actually, let me show you that. So gift boxes, gift box proposal. Come on. Now, I completely butchered that. Oh, you know what? I'm not even going to worry about it. All right, proposal gift right here. All right, so what they did, they pretty much got boxes and vinyl applied that sucker. And you can get like shiny vinyl and you can apply those. These are really, really easy to do, and people buy them. Because, by the way, if you have more than $500, I would just do all of these. If you're going to buy a vinyl machine, do all of these. Right now, you just need to get as much traffic as you can, as much sales as you can, and then you start to see what sells more and adjust accordingly. All right, and so the last thing that you can do, if let's say you didn't want to do the water bottle, you didn't want to do the label or pantry label, but you like, hey, this box thing looks pretty cool, but you want to go within the wedding niche, what you can do is sash, wedding sashes, or even graduation sash. So, or bridal sash. Yeah, probably more bridal. Yeah, there we go. Let's do bridal. Bridal sash, or graduations coming up, graduation sash. The idea is you get a sash. I don't know how much they are on the internet, but I could imagine they're not that expensive. And then you just take the heat applied vinyl and you start applying it onto the sash, and you sell the sash. It's that simple. And the letters are pretty big, so there's not much detail, there's not much design that you need. It's just literally the cursive writing, and same thing with graduation. So if we go in graduation, actually, you guys can look that up later. But let's see how you can rank to the top with this one. So like this one, you can outrank one. So this one says popular here. So let's check this one out. How can we outrank something like this? Obviously, it's fake as fake could be. But people maybe like it, the fact that it's black. By the way, when you notice something like this, you're like, maybe I could do black and So they don't have physical photos. So that's a good thing. Meaning good thing for you, bad thing for them. You can outrank them by having actual photos. So that's what I would do for this one. And when we look at how many sales they make per, so they're doing one review a day, and like I said, it's usually 5 to 10 sales per review. So they're doing really good considering they don't have a real photo. So if you do the same price, whatever the price they do with the selection or with the sizes or whatever, or gold, whatever, and you do better photos, and let's see their fulfillment time. Just do the same fulfillment time. Just improve the photos. I'm pretty sure over time you're gonna get to a similar place and start to make 5 to 10 sales per day. It's what it seems what they're doing. So really great products to sell if you want to get into the wedding space of things. All right, let's move forward. If you're a sewer and you wanted to sew, right? You're like, I love sewing. I actually have a machine, so I might not even have to spend that. But let's just say you don't have a sewing machine. You could buy a sewing machine for a couple $100. Go on Craigslist and buy yourself a sewing machine. By the way, you could also go on Craigslist and buy yourself a vinyl cutter too. So anyways, if you are a sewer and you want to sew things, here are some of the things you can do to keep yourself within the $500 budget. So let's just say we spend a sewing machine $200. We have $300 to play with. What you do is you go to Joann's and you buy and you find some fabric that's within the season or the keywords that you are looking up. So if, for example, floral is a big thing, go buy some floral fabric. If, say, football, basketball, find some football, basketball theme fabric, whichever you're going to do. So, for example, July 4th is coming up. Nurse caps. Nurse caps are pretty popular. So nurse caps, or I don't know what else the name for it. The nurse these things. So these things sell really well. So if you are a sewer, find yourself some EKG signs with a heart, or July 4th's coming up, so maybe find some flag, American flag and things like that. People want to dress up patriotic. They like to switch them out, and I've worked in the medical field. Before I started this whole career of Etsy, I actually worked in the medical field, and I can tell you nurses like to deck out for the season. So St. Patrick's Day, they're wearing a St. Patrick's. Summer coming up, they're wearing something summer. Winter and Christmas, you name it. So if you are a sewer, pick up some fabric from Joann's. My mom actually does. That's what she does. She picks up fabric from Joann and actually sews dog bandanas. Another great one to sell. Because seasons change, people want to put a new dog bandana on their dog. Now, she also embroiders that, and that's the scalability element that you can then pursue if you are starting to scale. But if you are deciding to do something like this, you see how they're doing mannequins? You can do such a better job just putting an actual person. I think that's going to be a better deal to put an actual person. I don't know why they're ashamed or embarrassed of putting themselves on or somebody else, but just get a better photo of an actual person, and you will do so. You'll do a lot better. And by the way, if you ever want any more ideas on sewing, click on their store and see what else they're selling and sell that, because they're clearly doing well for themselves. All right, so yeah, like I said, no real photos. The only real photo is like this right here, which doesn't tell us much. And then let's see their processing time. Their processing time is pretty good. I would imagine they probably sew these ahead of time and then sell them and make sure that their stock is full. Let's see how much they're selling. So let's go on newest and let's see. So April 1st, April 30th. Yeah, so they're getting at least one review a day. So 5 to 10 sales per day, which is really cool. For this listing, they sell more than one listing, and that's the important one to note. So that's a great one. The next one is dog bandanas and baby bibs. So baby bibs. Baby bibs is also a good one. Again, you can go to Joann's and buy yourself some fabric. So now these are probably from China, and I'm sorry, there's people like that sell stuff from China. I know this one because I've seen this one. So if you want to rank for them, have something unique. That's how these probably got ranked to the top, because they got this unique feature to them. Everything else is very similar, but this one is very unique. So if you are going to be sewing, do something unique and something out of the ordinary. All right, the next one is actually very, very exciting. So this is actually really cool. Eye pillows. Lavender eye pillows. These are actually really cool. It's a very simple sew, and you just put lavender mixture in it. What you would do, and I think these kind of things go well, find fabric that has a unified look to it, have different types, because people like to gift these things. So make sure the fabrics are kind of this spring-like, summer-like, because summer is coming up. That's what people, positive feelings about summer, and you want to make sure you match those feelings. You want to do that. Also, let's click on this one. This one looks really cool. I think use that same idea, hold it with your hand. That's really cool. The photos are amazing. Processing time is also really good. So this one's going to be hard to beat. Now, if you do a similar as that, you're not going to have too much of a hard time. Now, this fabric is selling in Joann's, and I know this because I saw this fabric. That's why this one, and if we go back to the top, and this one is the same one. Now, what I wanted to notice about this, I want you to notice, look at the color difference with this one versus this one, and it's just a photo. Guys, if you do a better job at your photo, you have a better shot of ranking to the top. Just have better lighting on your photos, guys. It is not that bad. So if you have better lighting, you'll be able to beat this out. And yeah, so there's very little effort on editing or taking. They probably took decent photos, they just didn't edit it. They didn't add some lighting, or maybe lighting in the space. So that's one thing. And the other thing, the processing time is good. I would just put it in, because this is a background, white background. This one, it's really cozy. This is a little cozy background. This is because you're using it for sleep. You want it to create a cozy or some lavender elements to it. So if you want to rank to the top, these are the I would say these are the recommendation I would go for if you are going to sell that. So one thing about if you are buying in Joann's, make sure that you confirm on your phone whether they have it on their website so that you can replenish the inventory. And for example, if they did run out of that inventory, let's say you were doing pink floral, just find a fabric similar to that so you don't have to change the keywords, because if you've been ranking on certain keywords already, you don't want to have to lose those spots. So buy a similar fabric and replace that so that you continue selling that listing. All right, let's say you don't want to sew, you don't want to, or vinyl is not a thing. Maybe you just printer. like you have a color printer or you're gonna get a color printer. Color printers are also not that expensive. What you can do with the color printer is kind of funny. Is face fans. Face fans. This is kind of funny because all you do is you print it out, you cut it out on both sides or just on one side, and people use this for bridal parties, graduation, birthday parties. So it's a very simple and inexpensive one thing to do. So, and they sell really nice. People always want to get this one, and they buy more than one. Of course, they buy a bulk of it. So if you're selling it for $3.99 or $3, if they buy say 20 of this, it's a nice order for you. So also with the printer, what you can do is cupcake toppers. Cupcake toppers. There we go. Cupcake toppers are really good ones. Same concept. You print it out, print the faces out, and you cut it out. And they're a lot smaller, but you know, it's not that hard to print a lot of it on one piece of paper. And if you want to break the limit of $500, you could actually also get a vinyl cutter as well. And what that, well, since you know, technically you're not breaking the $500 rule, because if you're getting a printer for $200 and a vinyl cutter for $200, you have $100 to spend on printing paper, then you can pretty much print basically what you do is you print it out and you print it with like place markers on the paper that then the circuit cutter will recognize. It'll scan it and it'll cut according to the sections of the face, and you just have to vectorize where it's going to cut out for every face, and it'll cut it out for you, so you don't have to use your scissors, which makes the process a lot more streamlined. And that's probably one of the reasons why some people are more expensive than others, because maybe some people do it literally with the scissors, and the other ones are doing it automatically. So if you can reduce your price on these, and that's how you can rank to the top. If you reduce the price on these, you will rank to the top. And by reducing your price, I mean improving the process, like getting a vinyl cutter and a printer to do that job, correctly. Now, with those two printers, what else you can add to your store while maintaining the $500 is selling stickers. So stickers. Basically what the thing is, and I kind of mentioned it a little bit, you have a design with a graphic, right? And you just duplicate it several times on a sheet of paper. You do like a grid of it. And then you have to do with a different color, you pretty much say, hey, on these vectors, this is the cutout vector. And it's going to go around and cutting those, say, red vector around all the faces or all the sticker outlines. And it's going to cut out the vector and thus cutting out the sticker. So you print it first and you cut out second. And then you can make stickers, maintaining the $500 budget. And stickers are really nice. People buy stickers for many things. The way to succeed on stickers is you don't just bank all your money on one listing. The thing about stickers is you have to make a lot of listings. Now, since they're not really, you don't have to have a physical photo. Like this right here is photoshopped. I really love this Photoshop. Learn how to do this effect, how to do little shadows, and make sure that you do little spaces. By the way, stickers with little spaces on the sides will do so much better, I found. But learn how to Photoshop this, and then when you create your store, put a lot of stickers. Design a bunch. That's how you can succeed in selling a little bit of each listing, but having a lot of listings, therefore making a lot of sales. So if you want to do stickers, that's how you want to approach this one. All right, let's say you don't want to deal with machines, but you do want to do something with hands. And a big one, and my wife wanted to get this one, she didn't get into this one, but it's slime. Slime is one of the popular things that are popping off. Get your ingredients and make, like, this is a really cool store. I love all their kind of ice cream that it almost looks like you want to eat it. But making slimes is a really popular thing nowadays. Look at that, over 20. This is just like bonkers. And when there's a party, people buy more than one. So this is a great business to get your ingredients essentially for $500. Start off with that and start making it. You can go on Amazon and buy little fruits and things like that to make it look as fun and exciting as this. So this is a great one to do if you want to keep within $500 budget. And then as you're selling more, get other stuff. Get a printer and do cake toppers, because you're now into the party favor gift store. So why not, right? Or maybe print label or stickers on top of the jars when you are selling this stuff. So there's so much you can do in the party favor section. All right, and that's the last one I had for you. So hopefully that was useful. If it was, comment on the bottom which one you'd like to explore more, and maybe I can answer more of your questions and help you on your journey of starting your Etsy shop, because it is totally possible. That's how I started. I started off with a sewing machine, fabric, and sewing dog bandanas. So that's how I started, and you can start the same way and then start scaling from there by improving your process, finding better ways to do it. Then you improve your inventory and yada, 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 all that fun stuff. If you want to follow me for more when you are growing your store, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.